Good afternoon to all our friends and fans. This is Michael Virardi welcoming you to our third Zoom In with Virardi series, which features today the head of HR of IT, my personal friend Mark Vlaanderen, who's going to be talking to us about talent management. As you all know, the Zoom In with Virardi series, unlike the Ask Virardi series, zoom into best company practices and success stories. So today I welcome Mark. Mark, welcome to the Zoom In with Virardi show.
Thank you, Michael.
It's great.
Happy to be here.
Great to have you. Let me say a few things about Philips and then I turn on to my friend Mark. Philips is a Dutch technology company headquartered in Amsterdam and it's currently focused in the area of healthcare. It was founded in 1891 and it currently employs over 70,000 people across 60 countries. Philips is today organized in the health tech industry, which is medical technology, which is the medical continuum in healthy living, diagnosis, and care. So it's making our life healthier. Philips has a primary listing in the Euronext Amsterdam Stock Exchange, and it has a secondary listing in the New York Stock Exchange. So with this, I want to say welcome to my friend Mark, who we have shared and staged in Vienna, Austria. He has shined on stage. It was the first time, if I recall well, that I came second in the voting and Mark came first. I was mesmerized with what I heard. The man has a lot of substance, so today it's my chance to interview him here at the Zoom In with Virardi show and talk about talent management. Mark, welcome to the show once again.
You're making me blush, Michael. I appreciate it. I hope my mom's watching.
I hope so.
So let's look at Philips, the company that I work for. The other day I celebrated my 13th year anniversary. So thank you so much.
Congratulations for your newborn. You have a newborn, if I recall well.
Indeed, a little baby girl. So thank you for that also. Very happy with that. And it's interesting that you mention Philips currently, because many people know Philips, right? When I speak somewhere and I ask people, do you know Philips? Most people know Philips, and they know Philips from light bulbs, from radios, from TV. So I have this diverse connotation with the company, and that's also what it was in the past. It was a diversified conglomerate, many different businesses. Today, Philips is very much a pure play health tech company focused exclusively on what we call the health continuum, with the objective to improve people's lives through meaningful technology. So a big transformation for us.
So how do you recognize talent for a future perhaps you have not yet defined?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, Michael. Thank you for asking that. And of course, being in HR and in talent, that's the thing that occupies my mind mostly. The interesting thing is that in the past, we would identify people young. We would go to schools, we would try to get people that are really intelligent and really eager, and then we would groom them. So identifying people young. For instance, our previous CEO, Geert Kleisterlee, was identified at a very early age. He built his career in the company and really went through the motions to become that future leader.
When you say at an early age, what age, if you recall, what age was he identified?
So typically we would go in and identify people at graduate level. So at a very young age.
Very young age.
Today, we are not as certain of what we need. So take, for instance, digital transformation. Philips wanted to transform its digital portfolio on the consumer products. And rather than have all those non-digital people think of this is what a digital talent looks like, so let's go find one, we said, we really don't know what that looks like. So let's go and identify some people that we think are digital experts, and we're just going to ask them.
Excellent.
If you would come into Philips, how would you deal with this problem? How would you deal with this challenge? And through that new mechanism, we actually brought in a couple of people into the company that have really been able to define what the digital transformation looks like.
How did that work? How is it working so far?
It's I would want to say smoothly, but to be honest, there have been some hiccups. Because if you are transforming, by nature, you have growing pains. So people that are radically different and they come into your company, they have to adjust. Take my boss, for instance, our CIO, Alpna Doshi. She is a phenomenal leader who can really bring agility to the company, who's creating an acceleration that we have never seen before, integrating our landscape. Her leadership style is not the traditional leadership style where you do many reviews, you do many sort of let's think about it again, let's see what the pros and cons are, and maybe have another decision or another meeting to decide. Her style is, okay, this is how it's going to be, let's go. And because of that leadership style, she has been able to create inertia, momentum that has allowed us to make a transformation that we've failed to do in over a decade.
So if she's like that, and congratulations to her, it means that the organization is also behind such an approach, giving initiative and helping you grow and take decisions, just like that, as you said.
Indeed. So we try, sometimes we don't know where we need to grow, and then we try to find talent that can tell us that and bring them in. And that has worked really well for us. In addition to saying, let's identify talented people early and try to groom them into what we think is a great leader.
Do you offer a high potential program or you don't offer a high potential program at Philips?
That's a great question. We offer talent acceleration programs. So we do not have a one-size-fits-all program, because when we had that, it became a one-size-fits-none. We do have areas where we see a need to accelerate talent, and we have dedicated programs for that.
Okay. And would you advise other companies to do the same based on your experience, since you have seen both worlds in terms of high potential and acceleration programs?
You know, Michael, I would advise companies to look at where they are at the moment. If you are a stable company managed centrally, and many companies are like that, a large-scale high potential program can be excellent. Like the army, for instance, usually centrally managed, quite big. They rotate people around from different departments. It's super effective because the decisions are made higher up. If you are a company where the decisions are made in the organization or in the departments themselves, that will be less effective, because that very manager will not likely say, I'm going to offer this seat where I can have someone tomorrow that knows this business inside and out, to get someone in that doesn't know this business but can learn. So depending on where you are as a company, change your talent approach.
I love your examples. I love your examples. As an HR professional, what's the biggest challenges with this approach, Mark?
The biggest challenge is putting that, making sure that that is a discussion that you have. Because many people in the field of HR come into a discussion not greenfield or without any preconception, but they already think they know how to do talent management because they've seen it in other companies, they've been in programs themselves. So they'll come in and they'll think, I'm going to copy what I knew worked for me. Then as HR, you need to figure out, will that actually work for this situation in this company right now? And what, if not, what will then work? And to do that, you need to understand how your business works, how your decision-making works, what talent models are out there. So making that connection, being sure that you're at the table to have that discussion and being able to convince management to go along. I think that's been the most critical piece of the journey for us.
Excellent. So is there any other piece of advice for companies that want to set up an effective talent management system? Any other piece of advice coming from you?
My advice would be, and this is going to sound interesting, keep it real. Right? A lot of the talent management is around what we hope it would be. But in practice, it works differently. So take succession planning, for instance. We make a succession plan, and then typically what happens is that the manager thinks, in my team, who could do this next and who could do it after her. That's your succession plan. Moment the role opens up, that whole concept's off the table, and we are using completely different criteria. So if you can keep it real and say, when we do succession, what are the criteria that I'm going to apply when I'm going to recruit for this role, and then think who internally can I put on that plan, that's going to help. That's going to keep it tangible. It's going to make your plans much more effective.
Mark, you were straight to the point, succinct, very informative, very knowledgeable. So my last message, the last message from Mark to all the Michael Virardi fans and friends, anything you like just before we leave, we finish this interview. It's your floor, my friend.
Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that. For me, the most important lesson that I've learned in working in this field is to be really critical of what you're going to do. So when you adopt a new model, when you adopt a new program, if you don't understand how that program is going to work, it won't. Really film it forward. How are these people going to get those jobs? Do I understand the decision that that manager is going to make? Do I feel that he or she is going to make it? If not, or if you don't know, don't go for it because it probably won't work. Go through the motions of filming it forward and making sure that you really understand the mechanics of what you're trying to install.
Excellent. We had the head of HR for IT, Mark Vlaanderen from Philips. He has been fantastic. He has been working for the company for the last 13 years. He told us that you need first and foremost to be knowledgeable and know exactly what you want. What works today might not work tomorrow. You need to be flexible in your approach, adaptable and versatile. And at the end of the day, you just need to say, go, let's do it. And one approach doesn't fit all. Thank you very much, Mark. You have been fantastic and hope to see you at this show once again in the near future. Thank you.